Hello everyone, my name is Irawan and I am 7th semester student of International Business Management in Petra Christian University. So within 1 year I will be entering the real working life, and before that I would like to share about myself first. To share more about myself, I'll be using the Action Learning Framework, which I learned from one of my lecturer, which is Professor Casey Chan. Now let us start with what. So for the what is my competency? To find out about my competency, I will be using this 3 level of competence diagram. I've done 5 tests to assess myself and divided into 3 levels. Now starting with the learning style, my highest is reflector and second highest is pragmatic. It means that I mostly learn by observing and experimenting with theories and ideas. Moving on to the entrepreneur GET test, my highest is drive and determination, which means that I do take advantage of opportunity, and my lowest is need for autonomy, which means that I am not that good in working alone. Next is the Big 5 personality test. So my highest one is conscientiousness, which means that I am the type that spend time preparing and do important tasks first. My lowest one is extraversion, since I'm the type that prefers solitude and dislike being the center of attention. So the next one is the team capacity. I use the Belvin 9 team roles to assess myself here. And my highest one is implementer, second highest are coordinator and team worker. So as an implementer, I need to plan a workable strategy and carry it out as efficiently as possible. As a team worker, I help my team to finish their job. And as a coordinator, I help the team to be focused on their objective. And now moving on to organizational capability, I use the leadership self-assessment to assess myself here. And my highest one is aligning people. Second highest are setting direction, leading teams, and building relationship. Now, my level of competence currently is in the contributing team member, but in the future, I wish to improve myself to be in the higher level. And so that was my core competence, but those are not enough to describe about myself. And so I've chosen 4 attributes that can describe myself. And those attributes are adaptable, flexible, thoughtful, and trustworthy. So adaptable is because that I am the type that can adapt to new environment, and flexible because I can pretty much cope with changes in circumstances. Thoughtful is because my own test says that I am reflective type of person, and last is trustworthy because I'm pretty much honest when doing my work. Now let's move on to the why from the action learning framework. So why do I need to know my personality? It is so that I know my personality and how I should learn based on my personality. And why do I need to know my learning style so that I can improve by understanding my learning style? And why do I need to know my team roles? It is so that I know how can I contribute to the team more effectively. And why do I need to know my leadership style? So that I know how should I lead people more effectively. And why do I need to know my entrepreneurial skill? So that I know what I should improve to become a successful entrepreneur. And next from the framework is how, who, and when. So for the how, I will be using the IPO framework to answer it. And so starting with the output, what I want is to become a procurement manager in the multinational company. And for the input, I'll be using the 3-level competence. After graduating from IBM, I plan to work as procurement manager in a multinational company, as well as try to take the master degree in logistics to increase my knowledge. However, to make the plan realistic, I need to realize that it takes time to have certain skill in certain areas before having the ability to do so. To monitor my plan, I will measure using the KPI for knowledge, skill, competence, and ability to make sure that my target is achieved. And so that was my plan. And now moving on to the who will actually support me to become a procurement manager in a multinational company? First of all, of course, myself, and then not to forget my family, my friend, the company itself, and IBM. From IBM itself, I have learned knowledge from various fields, analytical skills, and of course soft skills like problem solving or communication skills. Now for the when, it is basically my career plan for 1, 3, 5 and 10 years in the future. In 1 year, I plan to graduate from Petra University and work as a trainee in procurement division of a multinational company. And in 3 years, I plan to study further on logistics in the top university in Singapore. And after 5 years, I plan to work for a multinational company in Singapore, of course as procurement manager. And in 10 years, I plan to go back to Indonesia to open my own business using the knowledge that I have received when I was in Singapore. And so moving on to the where in action learning framework. So where it can go wrong and where it goes right. In the first 3 is where it goes right. Insight, motivation, and new knowledge and skills are already taught in the university, and so it already goes right. But in the last 2, which are real world application and accountability, is where things can go wrong, as there are always external factors in the real working life that can mess everything up. Also, theories doesn't always connect or align with the real working life, and so some may backfire on us. Now moving on to the last one from the action learning framework, which is how much. Now for how much I can improve, I have added this diagram and the 16 head to answer the question. So in the middle is stamina power. Without stamina, I will not be able to have passion, and so if we don't have stamina, I need to rejuvenate myself. And the next one is communicative power. Without communicative power, I will not be able to communicate my passion, so people will not be understand about my passion. And if we don't have communicative power, we need to redesign ourselves to be able to communicate our passion. And next is the expert power. There are always expert in the outside world that is more understanding and have more knowledge from better than us. So we are not allowed to be overconfident in our knowledge. And if we are too overconfident, we need to reinvent ourselves. Next one is adaptive power. So basically, I need to be a creative leader that can lead everyone. If I cannot do that, I need to rethink on how can I lead people effectively. And response power. So basically, I need to make sure that I have contingency plan, especially when things go wrong. So if I don't have any contingency plan, I need to redefine myself and find a contingency plan for when things go wrong. And in the outer circle is execution power. So without the execution, all this inner ring will not be executed. Nothing will come true. And so if we do not execute it or the execution fail, I need to re-engineer myself. So now for the conclusion, I've already answered all of the questions from the action learning framework. For the what, I have used the 3 level of competence about myself. And for the why, I've answered the why using the 5 why on why should I learn about myself. For the how, I've used the IPO diagram. For the who, I answered that with who will support me. And for when, I've already answered it with my career plan for 1, 3, 5 and 10 years in the future. For the where, I have already answered using where it can go wrong or go right. And for how much, I've already answered using the diagram and the 6 ticking head, which I have explained earlier on my presentation.
So now I would like to say thank you for watching this video, and also I would like to give my gratitude to my friend who has supported me during the making of this video, as well as my lecturer, Professor Kisi Chan, which has given me the necessary knowledge to create this video. And to close this video, I have an axiom. You can't just sit there and wait for people to give you that golden dream. You have got to get out there and make it happen yourself. By Diana Ross.